Oh, hello and welcome to the Couch on Zimbabwe's Television Network. My name is Howard Musonza, and opening the show for us today, our guest artist is Mwenje Matole. Remember, this is where we discuss what's happening in the world of football, plus also get to hear what's happening in our guest artist's world.
And I'm Shamaine Sweka, and today we talk about the Cosafa Cup squad, and we are saying, is Zimbabwe experimenting at that regional tournament? Well, give us your feedback on our social media platforms. On Facebook, we are Zimbabwe's TV network, and on YouTube, we are simply Zetian.
So yeah, you have heard from me, from Shamaine, and from Mwenje. The Couch squad is here, and I see there's a new member.
Yeah, it's what? Yep. Transfer market season.
Oh, okay.
He's not Harry Kane, but he's a good addition.
Okay.
They've got to go to backstage, got the producer, brought him up forward.
So Chelsea are looking for reinforcement, especially up front. And if you want to equate, who have you brought in today?
Hey, I wouldn't know, because I hear he plays for Herald FC, for Zimbabwe's FC. He's a defender of some sort.
So Makombora Mtumukulu and Mugoe Chigada on the couch today. This is the Couch squad. Welcome, Mugoe.
Oh, thank you very much, Howard. Of course, I'm not Momoyo. I'm not Haaland or Mbappe, but an upcoming striker that could actually
It's all right. We'll go easy on you. And Mwenje, good piece that you opened up with. Inonzi somewhere Tangana.
Africa inonzi musharukwa.
Musharukwa. Was hey, I'm trying to understand. So Feka, that piece it symbolizes Africanness of some sort. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you need to explain to us. And maybe you can explain better.
Vanoiti ngundu, vanoiti corona, vanoiti isikalo, zvinosiyana. Asi yanakapfeka mhando corona yapfekwa kana vanhu vari panguva dzezhizha. Paya pachitambwa nambakumba vanhu vachipembera kukohwa. Saka ndingaiti ndemhemberero yezvibereko.
Isusu manje
zinosiyana kune dzeumambo kune saka zvinosiyana.
It's all good because pane mhemberero. Because on the couch, chipemberera, mimi ma musicians, chipemberera, wakomana vantu wanza kutaura nyaya dzekuti vada kutaura nyaya dzenhabvu and all that. So we are glad that you are here today, and look, the way that you opened it up, song yangaita nezve Africa, and when I look at you, ndikuona an African man. So welcome to the show. Anditika tichafamba nenyaya yako tichifambawo tichapota tichikandawo futi dzebhora kwauri tingoziva kuti zvakamira sei mumhemberero yatiinayo. All right, so Warriors coach Zdravko Logarosic announced the Cosafa squad on Sunday. This is a tournament Zimbabwe have always done well. This time around, Zimbabwe will be in the same group with guest nation Senegal. Mozambique is also in that as well.
Yeah, so what are we saying? We are saying, is the team announced the best that we have? What is the selection criteria? And why have some of the players been left out? And can this team deliver, or, it is just one of those experiments?
Well, you know what? it's a confusing team. You know, I look at it and say, he says we don't want to win it. Okay, fair and fine. So why do we have players like Ovidi Karuru there? If you don't want to win it, I thought you'd carry your under 23 players. You'd carry your fringe players. And I'm surprised that Logarusic is actually going. Cosafa. I'm shocked.
What are you saying, Mark?
I'm shocked.
He's the coach
of the national team. And you are sending a team to Cosafa. And we don't want to win.
So I think this is a team that we've got here.
Yeah.
The Washington Arubi is there. He makes a return. Nelson Chajiga, Martin Mapisa. Then you've got my defenders, Clive Piri, Kevin Moyo, Carlos Mavurume, Lennox Mcheto from Yada, God knows Muruira, Andrew Mbeba, Jimmy Zingai also there. And midfielders, there are some guys who have been on the fringe of the national team, like you said, Blessing Sarupinda, Perfect Chikwende, Brian Banda is also there from FC Platinum, Richard Achiro from Caps, and Tatenda Tabengwa of Harare City. Then there are 3 strikers there. Farao Mataro from Blau Chiefs, Knox Mtizwa, and Evans Rusike. So I kind of understand where you're coming from, because there are seasoned guys like your Knox Mtizwa, Evans Rusike is there. Ovidi Karuru, you go to probably the defenders, maybe Jimmy Zingai, because he's been in and out of the team. Then goalkeepers, Martin Mapisa has been part of the Warriors setup.
Clive, Kevin, this team must go and win Cosafa. First things first. This team, let's cut all the talk from Logarusi that we're not going there to win it. This team should go and win it.
Well, I disagree with what Marco is saying. You've got to look at 4 aspects in as far as this regional tournament is concerned. There is the first one of taking some players that can give the backbone to the whole setup, like Ovidi Karuru, Jimmy Zingai. Those guys have been in there. They know exactly how to win the tournament. Then you've got to be able to look at the developmental side. That's where you then find players like Jonah Fabish. They have to try him. They have to give him a chance and see if he is able to play at that level. Then you also have to look at the aspect of giving some of the players a last chance. I think for players like Evans Rusike, this could be his last chance.
If he
doesn't really... You simply need to give the players a last chance, so that when the World Cup qualifiers come, the AFCON final comes, you know really who to select and who to leave out.
All right, we'll come. Let's park this for now. We'll come back to this, but just think about this question. Why are we going to Cosafa? Because looking ahead, we've got the World Cup qualifiers. Africa Cup of Nations, yes, we have qualified. The tournament is here. So coming up with a team like this, why are we going to Cosafa? We are coming back to that in a bit. So when we come back, we look at probably some of the surprise names that are on that squad and those that were left out. Stay with us here on ZDN.
For May, transforming men into gentlemen.
This is The Couch, right here on Zimpepers TV network, and today we also have Mwenje Matole in the house. He's our guest artist. So maybe first thing, before we talk about many other things, what type of music do you sing?
Indoita inonzi Mosi music.
Mosi music.
Manzi wacho inonzi Mosi.
The first time you know, I listen to your music, but then chingoti around chingoti well, let me be honest, and this is now I'm surprised. It's not really Mosi music.
Chokutanga kazhinji hangu ndowanzosifarira ngoti ndinoita manzi zvogumira ipapo. Asi zvinoitika ndezvokuti chokutanga Mwari vakasika chimhanzi, vanhu ndo vakazoita misambo yakasiyana siyana. asi mumanzi saka ndakawanawo changu chakasiyanawo nevamwe saka ndakada kungochiti andoita mumanzi asi vanhu vanoramba vachikubvunza kuti uyu mumanzi wako wakasiyana unonzi chii ndo panozobva zita rinonzi Mosi. Asi zita rinonzi Mosi rine chekuita nemutsara unoti Mosi Tunya kubva kumapopo maevictoria ndinotonyara kumati Victoria Falls techisimbisa legacy yevapambevhu Mosi Falls, Mosi Tunya Falls. Ndo panobva zita iroro. Asi musambo wandingangoti une chekuita munogona kungouisa pauremu hwakangofanana nemumwe musambo, jazz, reggae, rumba zvichingodaro.
Vakawanda here vane musambo iyoyo?
Aiwa, nechinhu chine pachinotangira uye chiri kutangira pano.
Alright, but musambo uyu, because kana tichishava ka tunoita zvakasiyana. Inini nevamwe vangu panapa tine zveduwo izvi. Iwewo une zvako izvozvo. But chatiri kutarisira at the end of the day ilumo, handiti? Zviri kuunza lumo here izvi?
Chokutanga lumo tinoitarisira saisiyo yoga yatinotarisira. Chakanyanyokosha ndingati chinangwa chatiri kuitira, mashoko atinoda kutaura nevateereri, mweya yatinounza mufaro kwairi. Pamambita mbotaura mutambo usati watanga muchitaura pamusoro pakuhope vakarambwa vatiri kubetserana kuchema navo kana maybe pamwe tiri kutaura zvemuchato, pamwe waunzawo mufaro pamuchato, rumwe rwiyo ndori kukurudzira serumwe rwiyo rwanocharidza nderwekukurudzira, rumwe nderwekutsiudza. Saka upenyu hwese ihwohwo mumanzi unosvika kwandisingagoni kusvika, saka zvinodarika kudya kwangu nokuresa hongu. Kudya kwangu kunofanirwa kunge kuripo uye kuripo.
Asi mune zvinangwa like icho chinangwa chekufadza mweya pamamuchataura
nokurapa mweya.
Pane imwe song yamunoimba imimi yandichakumbira kuti motongotanga neiyoyo tobva tapinda yadi muchirongwa, because kana ndakatarisa munhu wese panapa ane mudiwa wake uyu pamwoyo. And tinotaura zvakasiyana, but what I love about what you're saying kuti song inosvitsa somewhere pausingakwanise kuita sei kutaura iwe as an individual, but because of imimi chipo chaminacho munokwanisa. Saka tine vadiwa vedu vemwoyo, ndine wanguwo ndishidzireiwo nesong iyoyo yamakaita inonzi Pai.
Alright, tinotenda. Rwiyo ndakarwuita nehanzvadzi Masa Caroline, zvokuti dai mamatidana tese tingade takuitira, asi ndichaedza hangu kuita nepake.
Aiwa, zvakanaka.
Wakatenaka.
Bando kufunga kunyangwe zichirema sese zinupa upenyu hwemurume pasirino kuzere namapfumo neminzwa kungoti ndo zvazviri hapana wekuchemera iwe ndiwe bako rangu. Pendo zoka kumasango guza rangu sakangamwe undidziyiza pese bando kufunga kunyangwe uri kure ana yangu yino dzikamiswa kunyangwe ndakasuwa moyo wangu unofara ikangofunga iwewe zviroto ndezvangu zviroto zvako zvese zangu kwauri hamuna zvimwe ndotsoka kumasango kudzerangu saka ngamwe kundidziisa
ariko era arikupedzera mashoko yo
ari kwake.
Oh, ariko ake. Ayo, trodzoka kwauri. Alright, you're watching The Couch right here on Zimbabwe's TV network. So one of the foreign based players included in this Cosafa team is Jonah Fabish. Yeah, I know, you'll be asking yourselves, what Fabish? Yes, Fabish. Is he ready to play at this level? And is he one for the future?
Yeah, well, let's look at the other one. Ovidi Karuru is also one of the senior players included in the team. Yes, his quality is undoubted, but looking at the caliber of players selected, it is also easy to ask, what was the reasoning behind the selection?
Let's start with the Mugoy. Yeah,
Mr. Chance.
because yeah, you were saying you want to give probably a last chance to the other guys that are in the team. And maybe you're looking at somebody like Washington Arud, but we'll come to that. But here is a guy like Jonah Fabish. And you've got a guy like Ovidi Karuru. These are probably like, different ends of the stick.
Yes, certainly.
Yes.
Certainly. I'll give you a very good example. You've got your Muller there, and you've got Kai Havertz there. Do you know what Kai Havertz will take from Muller for the next decade?
I don't know.
It's something amazing, I tell you.
At what level?
Yes, I know you guys are going to argue
like
Jonah is probably playing in a fourth tier, but I mean, those are guys that have been playing football in Germany. They've got the resources. They've been even our Division 1 football right now isn't on. Our Premiership was actually struggling to resume football. But here's a guy who's coming from a country with a lot of resources, young and with a lot of potential, playing alongside Ovidi Karuru. We can't take away anything from Ovidi Karuru. And a decade from now, Jonah will say, I played with Ovidi Karuru, and this is what I learned, and this is now what I'm giving to Zimbabwe.
All right, the position that we are at right now, Makombore, why are we playing football? Especially the national team.
What I feel we play football because we owe it to the nation. Why are we going to Cosafa? I thought we wanted to build a bigger base in terms of the national team for Logarusic to select players. His understanding, he says he wants to broaden his selection, which is fair and fine. But if you want to build a big pool of players, I don't understand why Denver is not there. Because you have your heavy hitters, and we all know who our heavy hitters are. Your top level players, we know who they are. Then you've got your second tier players. Denver Mukamba, that chicken and boy who came from ZPZ Kariba. Those are your kind of players that you say, these are our middle level players. If you're not going to take them, make sure you're going for the under 23s. Just go for youngsters and expose them. But now what we're doing is we're getting a boy from Germany because of his location. And this guy was in Croatia, being on Google there. He saw this young man. He says he's the son of a former coach that we all dearly love. If we had to vote, like, who's the best Warriors coach for me, I'd say Fabish. Because we just loved the guy. Now here is his son. I mean, emotionally it's difficult to criticize, but for me, look, we're just doling out national team collapse. Why not call him for the under 23s?
All right. I was watching the Euro, and I saw a Belgium team. They've been the world's top-ranked nation for some time now. And one probably key aspect that has resulted in Belgium, being on the #1 spot for quite some time, is the understanding between the players. They have been together for a very long time. So I'm asking you, Mugobe, we've got a team, the core Warriors team that we've got. Don't you think this was probably an opportunity for them to train together, looking ahead to the World Cup qualifiers that are coming, and again looking ahead to the Africa Cup of Nations that is coming next year?
I think it's quite a valid point in terms of the team getting to gel and playing better maybe at the AFCON finals or the World Cup qualifiers. But look at this situation. Tino Kadewere is already gone. Marvelous Nakamba is not in a position to play at Cosafa. He's gone as well, getting ready for the preseason. You've got your Marshall Mnetsi. He will not be available again for Cosafa. Those are our key players. We would have wanted them to play at Cosafa, but I don't think we have the right conditions at the moment, or the players available to play at Cosafa, the same players that would have wanted to play at the World Cup qualifiers. But one important aspect that I wanted you to understand is those 4 aspects that probably the technical team was looking at. You've got to be able to give a chance to the upcoming players. At the same time, you've got to play a balancing act in as far as the players that are in form, especially those that were playing in the Chibuku Super Cup, is concerned. And you also have got to look at the experience, so that given the scenario that is there at the Cosafa Cup, we know South Africa have a very strong squad. Senegal obviously are going to be very strong. You also need to have that experience to be able to back up the team when it struggles.
I see. You were talking about Fabish and how much he's loved, and I see Garuch Search has got a fan.
You know what? I like Mugo Paguti. He's a purist. He comes from a position where nothing is done with ulterior motives. Which is, he believes everyone is there. Marco is sitting there. Whatever he thinks, Marco, he thinks of the best of me. But let's look at this. Evans Rusiki, Ishmael Wadi. Let's make a football decision.
Ishmael Wadi.
That's a football decision. But you got Evans Rusiki. He has just been offloaded by SuperSport. He is desperate for a new home. What better way to give him marketing stage than let him play at Cosafa? Is that a football decision? It's not. No. Evans Rusiki, as we speak, is a way better player.
Ishmael Wadi, you mean?
Yeah, Ishmael Wadi is a way better player than Evans Rusiki. And we all know, Mogo knows. And if you're going to talk about chances, let's give Ishmael Wadi a chance to play in the national team.
All right.
Marco almost said Evans Rusike is a far much better player. And to put words into his mouth, you guys have got ulterior motives.
All right, we'll come to it. And talking about players moving, the captain, Knowledge Msona, has joined a team in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, I'll give you a chance, guys, to talk about that later, whether it's a football decision or not, since you introduced that. So one of the new faces included in the team is in-form Andrew Mbeba, who plays for Highlanders. He's a defender there. Can he leave a mark, Mugowe? That is the biggest question here, because we've got guys that are already established in that team, your teenage Hadebe, and fellow defenders that are there. But Andrew Mbeba, upcoming, he was a captain of some junior teams, national team, and now he's part of the team that's going to the Cosafa. Can he leave a lasting impression there?
I think I have to be fair with Andrew. I haven't seen him play for more than just a game. So I can't really give an opinion in as far as his performance is concerned. But if he's being given a chance, and if he has done well so far in the Chibuku Super Cup matches that he has played, I think he deserves that chance. But maybe looking at the issue of defenders, I thought Frank Makarati is a player that will not only go to play at Cosafa, he's a player that actually deserves to be called up for the Warriors team that have got foreign-based players. I don't think we've got a better defender in Zimbabwe right now, a central defender, than Frank Makarati.
We have seen quite a number of good defenders. The first round of the group games in the Chibuku Super Cup. Yeah. Colin Mujuru from ZPC Kariba, Byron Madzokere from ZPC Kariba as well. Not only that, even Patson Jaure. Yeah. We thought probably after that accident he was going to be a different player, but he's still the same Patson Jaure that we have grown to know.
And Mr. Msons, I want to say something that people do not, they are pretending not to see. You've got a national team that has got assistant coaches who are based in Harare. And the coach is based in Harare. There's something wrong with that. There's something wrong with that setup. Are you telling me that Logarusic was watching the games in Bulawayo, the Chibuku Super Cup games?
Maybe
Not that I want to throw
maybe
shade
online.
at the guys who were, but look at the atrocious coverage of those games. Do you think you'd worry himself by watching those games? No, I don't think you would. That's some poor football coverage by those guys. But look, my point then is, we need an assistant coach who is based in Bulawayo. It's a given. It's not political. It's not tribal. It's just a football decision. You need a guy who has his eye on those players. Andrew must have been a boy that they got their list and said, like, but you need some boys from Bulawayo, don't you? I said, hey, who's that? Well, yeah, Andrew. Call Andrew. Has he been that good? Does Mandla Lumpov agree that he has been the best player at the Islanders? I don't think he does. But because these guys are discharged from the other teams, I'll be surprised that, look, we have had Ngezi Platinum Stars have a very good start. Some of their players are not there. What are we saying? And this guy, your coach was in Croatia for a long time, only to come back to pick up his paycheck and be at the National Sports Stadium in the sun with his phone. And he makes these choices. These are weird choices.
But at least he's going to the National Sports Stadium. and
At
watching
least
the
he
games.
is. At least he is here. But I'm saying his network must be bigger.
Andiziye mwenje. Unosupporta team ipi?
ndosapota Dimbare.
Unosupporta Dimbare. Saka ndofunga uri kufara because ZTN iri kubuditsira magames eDimbare.
Aiwa, atinotenda nekuti ZTN toisimbisa. Noti tisatanyanyutaura zvekunze uko, ndoona vanhu vakawanda vanonyanyofarira rekunze, asi tinofanirwa kutsigira redu kuitira kuti kana redu risvikawo pamukurumbira unenge wekunze. Saka ZTN iri kutiitira zvinhu zvakanaka.
Aiwa, tinotenda.
Ndiye chimuti.
Ndiye nechimuti, all right.
So Wenje, you know, this is not your first time cheer up our couch. You know, it's been a long time, Wawuya, and a lot of things have happened. COVID, pandemic. I mean, how have you been managing? I know my artists, no performances, no live shows. Why don't you just fambisa say?
Andingati atina chekutenda tinacho, chekutanga upenyu kuti tirikutokwanisa kurarama, kuti atina kuinda nedenda iri. Asi hongu inguva dzekuti sevanhu vanoridza uye vatandadzi, basa redu kazhinji rine chekuita nekuunganidza vanhu. Saka pakazombonzi vanhu vambomira zvichiitirwawo kuti vanhu vachengetedzeke. Zvinova zvinhu zvakati dzosarawo sure pakushanda kwedu. Tinomboita hedu kupa masaisai, asi hazvizofanana nekuridzira munhu ari ipapo muchikwazisana muchibvunzana utano nekudii. Malikes ane paanogumira. Saka tinongotendawo tichivimbawo kuti mukana ichazarurwa uye isingazozarurwi kanguva kapfupi.
Aiwa. You know, mostly tikataura nezve-COVID, vanhu vanongotaura, you know, it brought a lot of things to a standstill. So most people say, takakanganiswa zvakati. Can you say maybe something good happened time yoyi, or maybe kana breakthrough chaiyo?
Kana tikatarisa kumumhanzi, noziva ndinotenda nenguva iyoyi nemwe nzira yekuti vanhu kana vakagara vari kudzimba uku, pfungwa dzakagadzikana, pane mukana wekuteerera mhanzi nezviri kutaurwa mauri. Ndisingati vanhu vanga vachiita zvakashata, aiwa, vanhu vanga vachiita zvakanaka, asi nekubudawo kwakawanda anga angove mangoma ekutamba nekudii akanaka, asi ndiri kufarirawo kuti pane mukana wekuti pane kuteererwa kweshoko riri kuimbwa nemhanzi wakapomhora wanga wakufa muZimbabwe. Asi tinotendawo kuti tiri kudzoswa ndingaiti it's revolutionary in a way, kuti soul is starting to speak again. Apa ndaitira kuti chero vari kunze vanzwisise kuti zviri kuitika chero kuZimbabwe.
All right. So besides music, what else do you do?
Inini ndinoita manzi, ndinoita fanangidzo kana kuti acting. Ndinoita zvakare ndiri mudzidzi. Ndinoita masters in philosophy MPhil. Ndikada kutanga kuritsanangura rinogona kuchitorera nguva yakawanda, asi rikutaura pamusoro pe the mass communication gap when it comes to vision 2063. Handizivi kana muchiziva, handitenderwi hangu kukubvunzai mubvunzo sinzi chiri pachirongwa chenyu, asi notaura pamusoro penyaya communication kuti vatungamiriri vedu vari kufanirwa kutengesa muono we-unification of Africa. They have to sell it to the masses. They are sitting there in their parliaments as presidents and stuff, and when they meet at the Africa Union summit, and they plan good plans, but they are not selling the vision. They end up trying to unify African territories without unifying African hearts.
Okay, must be a very interesting program.
Yeah, sure.
How was waiting for that song, I'm telling you.
Kove nodapani wakomana Fusion 5 aziza nchaita nchangokuimbirai padiki pangu then ndobva ndaenda pano rumwe rwuyo kana zvichikuitirai.
I was late.
Alright. Alright, pangu panode hazvina makawandiramba chero muonde chimurenga vanhu vaingorambana ndokusuwira zviri nani dai wandirambira vrumbo ndaiti ndichabudirira asi kundiramba usina chikonzero shani nongosuwira kuti usadone arekati gumire ipapo zvimwe mozonzwa mauya kushow ndakukuridzirai uru runonzi places. If you were some kind of food, you would perfectly feed my tastes. Sorry for approaching. I just got caught up in the moment. But if I go without telling you how I feel, I don't see myself forgiving myself. Cause I feel like places I've never been. Love, taking me places I've never been. Love, taking me places I've never been. Urudo, unditora kuyena nendikura, andisisaziwe. Urudo, unditora kuyena places I've never been. Sorry for the times I was absent in your life. I was longing for you too. I was searching for the one who is the beauty. Which makes the unborn humble. And now that we are here, please not even waste any second, cause these are places I've never been. These are places we've never been. Taking me places I've never been. Taking us places we've never
Places we've never been. Places we've never been.
Wow, that's a beautiful song.
Yeah, beautiful song.
Wakaimba rudo rwaitwa stereng, eh?
murudo mune zvakawanda zvinoitika zvinongoita kuti unongoona kuti rega ndinyorere umwe wangu.
No, it's a beautiful song. We'll be coming back to you. You're watching The Couch. Please stay with us.
For May, transforming men into gentlemen.
Welcome back. This is The Couch on Zimbabwe's television network, and today we are discussing the Cosafa Cup squad, and we have discussed the surprise names, and now we go on to those left out.
Yeah, we've spoken about some of the guys that were omitted from this team, or according to the Couch squad. Wana Frank Makarati, Denver Mukamba, and all. But look, we haven't had football in about 1.5 years here in Zimbabwe, local football, that is. I think what we've been seeing has been the national team here and there, but no local football whatsoever. Do you think the first 5 rounds of games that we saw was enough for the coach, to go in there, pick up players that can really go out and represent the country?
Well, I think they were, because he's a guy, remember, at every press conference, every interview that he gives, we need to give it this one. He doesn't look very smart, but he is smart. He always sets the tone for the tournament, for the game, whatever it is. Remember, before he went to Chan, he gave you the excuse that we haven't trained for a long time. We are going to Cosafa. He has given perspective. He could have gone for the same. You know what? We have chosen these players, but let's not forget that it's been over a year before we haven't played football. So let's not forget that. He could have done that. He's got his way with words with that. I mean, that's something he could have put off.
Let's just go back to the last qualifying game for the Africa Cup of Nations. We lost to Zambia at the National Sports Stadium. And I was looking probably for continuity from that game because we had a lot of fringe players in that team. And that team, if you compare with the team that's going to Cosafa, I see there's a bit of a disconnect, if I can use that. Where is the continuity?
Yeah, certainly there's no continuity in as far as the selection of those 2 different squads is concerned. But then you look at a situation whereby Chibuku Super Cup is back, and they had to include a lot of the local guys and give them a chance. I know you guys are advocating for not giving these guys a chance.
No. Did we say that? No. Be fair.
So, at the end of the day, it is that aspect of the local players now being available. That time, you remember there wasn't any action in the local league, and they had to resort more on selecting players from Zambia, Tanzania, and so forth. I think that's the main factor there. I don't know if there's anything in as far as the differences in selection is concerned.
So I see a lot of you are coming in the comment section. Promise Machakaire says, talking about the players that were omitted, Wadi Makarati should be at Cosafa. Then Takura Masunga, maybe this is on you, Makomborero. He says, on Fabish, Maidashi is Gukuma under Api Acho Arkutamba. Let him come atambe ku Cosafa ikoko, and then we see. Then Lakson Muvenge says we have to give every Zimbabwean a chance playing in the Premier Soccer League. Playing in the Premier Soccer League doesn't guarantee you that you always be called for the national team. I'm not so sure what probably maybe you understood it better.
I got this point. You know what? I come from the school of thought that maybe is where we went to school. Because there was something called a national blazer. It was creamish. It meant a lot to wear that thing. And you wore it on merit. Because you'd have represented the nation. Be it athletics, volleyball, whatever it is. National caps from where I come from, they should not be given around. Because you are a Zimbabwean and you are playing where Nation Dube's son is playing in America, some semi-professional football, Facebook. Some people call it a church league. And because you are there and you've got videos on YouTube, we call you for the national team.
Give every Zimbabwe a chance.
No, this is the national team.
Yeah.
I mean, look. A chance has been given to every Zimbabwean to be vaccinated. And government owed us that, and they've given us a chance to what? To get vaccinated. Now if you're going to say, give every Zimbabwean a chance to play for the national team, I'll go home and bring my boots.
If you're good enough,
but it's not,
you represent the nation.
How do we know that these guys are good enough?
Because you've been given a chance.
Come on. Let's have, we Ziki Sira national team now. It's now becoming a place where we call just about anyone and give them a run. This must be something important, something big that he has been called up for the national team. And look, I think Zifa have now found a way. There must be questions. Why? Jonathan Bish, why?
Who are you questioning from that list?
I'm questioning Evans Rusike, Fabish, Nation Dube's son. I'm questioning him. Yeah, Martin Mapis. I'm also questioning him because we know what he can offer. Okay. He's played so much football. We've got other goalkeepers who they would need that run. They would just to get the field because we know that is the #1 goalkeeper in waiting.
Do you agree?
I would rather go the other direction and say I'm a
just
bit,
say I don't agree. Just say I don't agree.
I'm worried about some of the guys that have been left out. I highlighted Frank Makarati earlier on, and Ishmael Wadi definitely he is one guy whereby when you don't have maybe Knowledge Msona coming from the left side, you would perhaps put him, because I don't see any defender stopping him at Cosafa Cup. I'll take you back to that game between Caps United and ZPC Kariba. They had to shift Colin Mjuru to play on the right side. It's sort of a right back, but he still couldn't stop Ishmael Wadi. So we have got a lot of questions in as far as that omission is concerned. Then you've got a guy like Timon Mvula. I think he deserves a chance. Was it the Dynamo's defense that helped him keep that clean sheet, or it's really him? We need answers, and Cosafa would have given us those answers.
Maybe if you go to other groups, like Group 4 in Zhishavani, Gerald Takwara from Gezi Platinum Stars, Bruno Mtigo, they've been top performers, from other groups.
You see now, and those players, they'll be sitting there at home wondering, what do they need to do to play for the national team?
Maybe before we go, how important is Cosafa, briefly?
It's not very important. It's a gathering of Southern African teams and the guests from Senegal. And you know what? The best players from Senegal are not playing in Senegal. So it's a gathering of football teams It's a communion. Communion ke bora waringoenda kunotamba. We are in Southern Africa. Let's unite.
So, given a chance, you would rather not?
No, I would go, but with the youngsters.
Is Cosafa important?
Yeah, to a certain extent, it is important. Like I said, you need that platform to really give a chance to players. But at the same time, I think if Zdravko Logarusic is going to go with a different team for the AFCON, for the World Cup qualifiers and the AFCON finals, I think we are going to thank him later, because South Africa have called up a very strong squad. They're going to watch Zimbabwe and think that is the same Zimbabwe they are going to face. They are going to face a totally different side. I think only one or two guys will make it into the first 11 that will then play for the World Cup qualifiers.
I see Murugita planning sessions.
With Logarusic.
Well, it's been great having you along on the couch where we're discussing the Cosafa Cup. So the question is, will Zdravko Logarusic make an impact at the regional tournament? We'll only find out in July. And don't forget, tomorrow we've got a live game right here on ZTN at 3 p.m. Yada take on Caps United. Then on Thursday, another big game. Dynamos take on Rangers. It's a pity. Would have started with an 11 a.m. kickoff tomorrow, but ZPC Kariba and Harare City was pushed forward to next week. But otherwise, it's been good. And make sure you stay tuned to ZTN, because we've got those exciting matches coming up. My name is Howard Msonza. Thank you very much for watching The Couch.
And I'm Shamenja Sweka. Special thanks to the Couch team, Marco and...
Let me just say big up to Mugo.
Thanks.
Mr. Diplomatic. Yeah.
Diplomatic. Hopefully next time I know we are Shimboro at diplomacy. Yeah, remember guys, we also have Mwenje in the house. Thank you so much for coming through today. You know, we are getting into the last half of the year. What can people look forward to from you?
Ndine zvatakakugadzirirai zvinoti kune damba refu riri kuuya ratirikutanga kugadzirira tichabudisa nziyo dziri bodzi tichigadzirira damba refu riri kuuya mugore rinoteera, uye dzichauya dzine zvionekwa. Kuno vamwe vaimbi vandikashanda navo, chandasingadi kukupakurirai poto ndinofarira kujuma vanhu.
Okay. Saka nezvamuda kuzotipakurira munenge mune ma collaborations nevanhu vekunze here kana kuti mungoti local?
Zvinotangira mumba, saka iko zvino ndichiri kumboita zvemumba. Asi mikana iripo, ndingatoti kuimba nevamwe vaimbi pane dziri kuteera kuri kutoita kuchiderera, kuitira kuti mukwanisewo kuona chinonzi mwenje chakazvimiririra. Ndofunga ndo rimwe basa riri kuzoitwa nedamba refu riri kuuya. Asi vari kunze vachauya inguva chete. Asi iko zvino toda kumbotanga ndiri munhu anotenda mukusumuka kwedu isusu. Tozokwazisana nevari kunze. Kana ndichiti vari kunze ndiri kureva kuti vari kunze kuAfrica.
Tatarisa paissue yamuri kutaura iyoyo yekubatana nevamwe. Creative process yenyu munoifambisa sei? Because I've seen some very good songs that you have done, like Pai yawakaita naCaroline Mwasa, then iyo yawakaita neFusion 5 Mangwiro. Yakamira sei creative process? Munongofonana angatimboita song here zvinofamba sei?
Alright, ini chandakaona chinondishandira kana ndichiita nziyo nevamwe, ndinoita nziyo neshamwari dzangu badzi. Kana ndichidaro ndokureva kuti tinofanira kutanga tazivana. Kana mukati munoda kuimba neni, ndisati ndaimba nemi, tinombotora kanguva tichizivana, towirirana, ndoziva kuti mobvepi, munoita nezvei. Izvozvo ushamwari ihwohwo hunoita kuti kana pachibuda chinhu chinobuda chine kubatana kuya. Ndoona zvichindishandira. Zvakasiyana nokungoti ndangosangana nemuimbi nhingi ndomufarira kana kuti ane zita guru kana kuti anoimba zvinonakidza, tototi ngatinyorei. Manzi chinhu chepamweya, very spiritual. Saka handigoni kungoti ndikasangana nemunhu ndodi, asi ndoda kutanga tikazivana, zvinotibatsira kuti kana chaakubuda. Asi pachangu ndakazvizarura anotipa mumhanzi ndimusiki. saka kuzvizarura pamwe nouya nokurota pamwe nouya ndaona zviri kuitika pamwe ndaona imi makagara apa makafitana saka ndakutonyora rwiyo pamwe zvazvinoita apa ndanyimbotsanaangura paya kuti soko rekuti mose ndinoshandisa nzira inonzi mamugoa kana kuti formula inonzi mamugoa ine chekuita nekuona mumhanzi ruvara rwawo chimiro chawo kuti ruri kumhanya sei kana kuti ndikuisire texture speed light the energy asi zvese izvozvo zvinogona kuomesa kunzwisisa kwenyu asi rega nditi saka zvinoitika ndezvokuti pandandichiti mose music mhanzi pandakatanga kukwanisa kuona mumhanzi ndakatanga kuona chinhu chakaita seutsi hwemapopome emose yetunya saka handina pandingati tinogumira pakati sekupa kwemusiki tinogamuchira
aiwa saka kana vanhu vachida kuzokubatai pasocial media apapa vanokubatai pamahandles enyu akanzichi
alright isusu mongotevera kana kutifarira pane zita munongotsvaka kuti mwenje matole pangava paFB Instagram TikTok zvese mukangoti mwenje matole zita ndiro rimwe iroro
hatikona mukupa vanhu mwenje
tinotenda
saka mumbotipoka
chekupedzisira aka ndokambuka ndambotaura kari padamba refu rakadarika kanonzi rwiyo rwangu kanongokurudzira kuti imba rwiyo rwako sekubhora uko ndinongokurudzira kuti vanhu vebhora mazimbabwe zana kupera tinogona kungowana kochi wedu muzimbabweni anokwanisa hamene kuti sei tichienda kure ende chero patinoenda kure kwacho kuti uzotsvaka kuti zvinosanduka papi amen reka tingoridza rwiyo
mimwe mikombe yatinosuwa kubhora haisi yekumiri vekunze tinogona kuzviita tsoka saka ndabata pandima pamwe nokuzviridzira medzerwa nomukuru vanosaro nditsvaga vozovauza kuti ndafa noenda svingobwe pauzuru mumwe kwake kuimbaku kuveza mbeso mumwe kwake kuimba kumbari apa vangu murimi mai vangu vanoruka samare yakonziyo